What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Off the Couch Boxing. I'm your host, Reckless Rex Ruger. That's the Alexis Arguello puppet.
And I'm your other host, Frank Benji's, back with another one.
And hold on, I'm going to get our guest in here right now. We'll get him in here. Made him wait for a second, man, but got to be in here. I hope so. Marvalis.
What's going on?
Do we got you, man?
Yeah, man. What's up?
Sorry about the wait, man. Sorry about that, man.
No,
What's
it's all
good, man?
good. No, man, a lot going on.
I know there's a lot going on, man, and I want to get to it all, man, because first of all, man, I got to say, man, Marvalis Marquis Moore, a couple of years ago, man, you were on fire, man, and highly touted, man, 11-1, 7 knockouts. Catch people up to speed a little bit, though, man. You've been on a layoff for a little bit.
Yeah, I've been on the layoff for a brick. It was a lot. It was a lot of good and bad happening in my life. It was, a definite as on that new poster, I finally got my own marketing team now and everything, man. So we put on the outfit, the costume, or should I say, or the uniform. It says "growing pains" on it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I went through a lot of. You know what I'm saying? In and out of the ring, man. In and out of the business and everything. So I had to learn the business side. I had to learn different concepts, man, of the game. So it took some years. It took some time, man. And I had some hoops and hurdles I was going through. So now I'm back. I'm back better than ever. Though I'm feeling like a teenager again, to be honest. I'm feeling like I'm getting that old training back, man. From Coach Simon Brown. Simon Brown was a former three-time world champion himself. So it's no better person to have than somebody that been there already. You know what I'm saying? So certain things I laid off from for years that I ain't trained on in years, even in the height of me fighting, he brought it back and reminded me, because I was on the West for a minute. I was over in Colorado for a minute, when I got out of military service. You know what I'm saying? So I came back east, man, came closer to home, man, and he kind of revived me and made me think of some things and start pushing me more, and it started feeling good.
I just reached out to another one of your Colorado dudes, Junebug Garcia, try to get him on the show.
Hell yeah. No, I mess with Junebug. Matter of fact, big shout outs to Coach Danny, man. Danny and Sean Mondragon out there in Colorado. That they like family out there, man. You know what I'm saying? They was holding me down for a minute out there. Cause everybody know I was training myself. So guys was lying saying they trained me and all this crazy stuff. A lot of them dudes know I was wrecking sharp winning myself. Literally, I would watch tape myself, do my own diet plans, watch for my own flaws, everything, and was winning. But
Junebug's nice.
Yeah, but his father, man, like they be putting in that work. You know what I'm saying? They made me bite down a lot out there. They had to push me a lot. Even flaws I had was trying to correct myself. Big Danny was pushing me on that shit, man, and show me what I needed to work on, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely give them a lot of props, man. They definitely doing their thing out there.
Did I hear that you said you were in the military?
Yep. I'm a Army veteran. Yep. Honorably discharged Army veteran. Yep.
Do all that like diet planning and training yourself and keeping your own mind right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a combination of things. It's a combination of the military. It's a combination of how I grew up and what I was taught. With training, man, see a little bit about me, my track record. I won a lot of tournaments. I won a lot of amateurs, you know what I'm saying? And I never got my just due. I never got my credit, but it's a few guys, once again, like Danny Garcia out there, Junebug and all them. They knew my credibility. They knew what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? They knew what I was doing in and out the ring. I was winning a lot. I was doing a lot. You know what I'm saying? I won the Golden Gloves twice. Then they had a special anniversary when I won it in 2014. And I had to fight different people from different countries and everything. So I had a different mindset, and I still do. Like I was taught as a kid. My father told me, "You by yourself." Even though he was there, he was like, "Hey, shit, I can't help you. You by yourself. Start training yourself, learn everything for yourself." So when you finally get a team, if something happen, they fall off. you still can get the mission going. I learned that in the military. If somebody fall, you can't stop the mission. You can't. You gotta keep going. You know, so it's like those repeated things I learned in boxing and in the, and in the military, man. It just helped me, and I kept that same mindset.
Yeah, the military just keep right on pushing through. They fucking lost a helicopter going after Bin Laden. And they're still like, fuck it, we're still going in.
Yeah, you still got to work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I just always had that instilled in me. So it wasn't nothing new when I got there, man. It was like keep the same thing going pretty much.
Yeah. And so now that you're watching the sport, man, you stepped away for a couple years, man. But I know you've been keeping a keen eye on the sport, man. Is there any guys out there that you've been particularly fond of watching? I mean, I know in some way, shape, or form you kind of see them all as competition, but
yeah. To be honest, I got a different. Like I said, man, I'm a little older now in the game, and been thinking, I'm a little bit sharper now when it comes to looking at certain fighters and looking at certain things, man. And I give the real fighters, which is I say David Benavidez, he one of them. Yeah. I would say of course Terrence Crawford, used to train with him a lot. Another one that I believe that people didn't get to see a lot of was Gary Russell Jr. Mr. Russell Jr., fastest hands in the sport. He another one, Big G, his father, he another trainer, man, that told me a lot. That's when I started getting more knockouts and hurting guys more, and I started working with them.
And you're pretty close with the Russell family, right?
Yeah, yep. Used to train with them, used to train with headbangers over there, headbangers when I was a kid. That's what got me the dog, like more crazy animalized training. You know what I'm saying? So I credit guys, I give credit where it's due, man, but it's different fighters that I'm seeing. I'm not too I guess I don't see them as anything too special, but it is some guys that I'm naming now that I believe never got exactly what they what they actually deserve in the sport, and they're monsters. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, David Benavidez is, I believe, he, like Mike Tyson called him, I believe he like the Mexican monster. Everybody nicked him, they don't want to fight him. Yeah. It's another guy, Tank, Tank Shining, he doing this thing. We all know that. He on the East Coast. And like I said, Gary Russell, it's another one, Terrence Crawford. I believe he great, but he's not getting that boom, boom, boom like how he should be getting. You know what I'm saying? You got, like I said, you got a lot of guys that I believe is okay, like Lomachenko, but he almost out the door. We gotta be real too. He a little bit older, you know what I'm saying? So he about out the door. But these are guys that I see in my generation in their 30s that, you know what I'm saying, like they hitters, man, but either they never got they just do, or they still struggling to get through that door.
Right. Yeah.
So do you think it's a problem that guys like that aren't getting their just due, but then we look across the sport, just like Jake Paul in these YouTube fights, and those guys are getting big paydays?
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. I'm glad we actually having this convo, man, because that was another reason why I kind of left the sport. Outside of having contract battles, outside of learning the business and going through different hoops and hurdles in life, man, it was that's another thing that put a nasty taste in my mouth with the game. And I kind of warned my friend. I had a good friend. He boxed too. I told him years ago that I believe this boxing stuff, man, this shit gonna turn into SmackDown WWF wrestling.
You saw the writing on the wall. Yeah,
I seen that years ago.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He was like, "Go ahead, man, go ahead." But I just kept looking at, hold up, why is these guys they on who get more followers and likes on Instagram and smiles, and I'm like, man, I'm winning all this stuff. I'm not getting seen.
Right.
Back then, that's the heart. Man, I was in the amateurs, you know what I'm saying? I was like the golden boy. I'm talking about winning back to back 3 years straight. Nobody could beat me, winning all the tournaments, all this. So I'm like, man, why am I not getting seen? So I started seeing other guys dealing with that. And then we look at, like you say, you got these YouTubers, they cashing out, and you got guys that fought their whole life, such as me. I'm 33 now, and I've been fighting since 10 years old. I've been training since 9, but I actually had my first fight since like 10 years old. I start competing. So it's like when you got guys that sacrifice their whole life, man, doing this thing and really putting in that work and really scrapping, they not getting those big fights. They not really getting that big payday. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I believe the Paul brothers, you know, doing a thing as far as the business side of it. I believe it's a great thing, you know, if you want to talk the business side of it. But for the culture and for the fighting side, nah, man, hell no, I believe it's not fair.
Yeah, especially since they're kind of like leapfrogging over guys that, as you say, have been grinding their whole life, you know?
Yeah.
And I get those kind of paydays. Now, when you were growing up, when you get started at 10 years old, you know, did you have any of those guys that you looked up to as far as like your like sports heroes when you were a kid? Like, did you look at any guys in the ring and say, "Oh, that's my guy"?
Yeah, to be honest, man, I used to look, you know, like I used to love being a spectator of boxing. So I never really used to like doing it at one point. You know, my father would make me hit the mitts. He would make me do stuff. Oh, get in your boxing stance, do this, do that. I used to didn't like that part, but I like watching it, like, oh man, you know, watching TV and watching it. You know what I'm saying? But then it was like after a while, it got to the point where he like, hey, you keep fighting in school, you keep fighting, you're gonna do it right. Get your ass and, you know, get in the gym. So I started getting in the gym. He started making me go to the gym, start making me train. And like I said in the beginning, I didn't like it. What kid gonna like getting hit? What kid gonna like, you know, getting dropped? And, you know, just it wasn't good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow. Yeah.
But then after a while, once I started getting deeper into the sport, it was different guys I looked up to, especially being on the East Coast. We got nothing but talent everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm working with guys. I'm only at the time, I'm only 13, 14. I'm working with Anthony and Mark Peterson. At the time, you had a guy named Tyrone Barnett. I'm working with different top pros. I'm working with Mark Tusop Johnson. You know, of course, he was about to be done soon. I'm working with different guys that was on that world champion level as a kid. You know what I'm saying? So I'm learning different things over time. And I had a lot of guys that I looked up to, man, and thought they was great because I just got to train with them and they was on that level before even guys like William Joppy. You know what I'm saying?
I've had him on. Yeah, William's great.
Yeah, I was working with all those guys. So, you know, it'd be tripping a lot of the older guys. I was like, man, how you younger? You know these guys, but that's all I used to watch was the dudes from the 80s and 90s. I never really watched the new.
A great era. Yeah.
So now we've just because we're on the subject of it and you talking to bringing about old boxers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You had to put together a real big four, a Mount Rushmore of boxers for you. Who would it be?
You talking about like my
Your top four guys? Yeah.
Your Mount Rushmore.
Okay. It gotta be, you gotta put Ray Robinson on there.
No doubt.
You gotta put Tyson on there. You gotta put, I would say it's too many, man. Because I know too many. Like I watch, that's all I watch. It's really too many.
It's always our hardest question. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta put Ali on there just because.
No doubt.
Ali was like great in and out the ring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't say his name much, but I put the Prince and Nazim Ahmed up there.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yeah, like
these are the guys enough love. As a matter of fact, you might be the first guy to hit him on your Mount Rushmore, man. But people forget what he did.
Just because how I fight, I don't fight the conventional way all the time. You know, sometimes you'll catch me banging, sometimes you'll catch me throwing wild shots, abstract shots out of nowhere. Like then Roy Jones, like all of them, like you know, the 80s and 90s era was just like the best era, man. You know, they came with too much like different flavors. Everybody fought different, everybody had different, you know, skills, talents, but still had that power, still had that explosiveness, everything, you know what I'm saying? So I can't really, it's too many, you know what I'm saying? It really is.
And now we talked before this the other day, man, and you know, like we FaceTime, we were setting this interview up or whatever, and you made the comment that you were talking over with your team, and you feel like, and I would just want to clarify this, you know, that you had 10 good ones left, and I want to clarify, is this fights or years? Because we did laugh about, you know, black don't crack, and you are 33 years old. Were we talking about 10 fights or 10 more years in the sport?
I mean, to be honest, I mean, I live healthy, man, and you know, a lot of people tell me I look, you know, real young. I look, you know, like I'm in my 20s. So
You do.
that's
You
good.
do.
You know, that's good. But this a rough game. Like I said, I've been doing it real for a while, you know, like over what is it, over 22 years now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so man, it just depends. You know, it depends on how I'm feeling and where I'm at in my career. Like I said, I didn't see myself taking those years off and going through those things I went through. So that might have pushed my time clock back a little bit, and I got grinding a little bit harder. You know what I'm saying? A little bit longer, than what I should. But like I said, we'll see how it go. We'll you know, play it by ear and see how my body feels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So as this year's like halfway over already, what's like your next big plan for what you want to do before 2024 is over?
Well, it's a lot, man. I'm always doing a lot, man. As you can see, I'll be help running a nonprofit. It's PPSV charities what we doing now. That's a nonprofit. So we use boxing and we use nutrition, we use mental health therapists and everything to help people with mental health, preferably in the area of depression and anxiety. So we help people with that. We run that program. It's a great program. A lot of people in Colorado was showing me love and participating in that program. So that's where it started at. That's what we still doing, some community service that we got a team out there and everything. Shout outs, big shout outs to my homegirl, Carlita Trujo, out there holding us down in Colorado with that.
No doubt. And that's a great cause, man. That's a great cause.
So,
and because we get such great guys in the sport like Tyson Fury and guys like that, it is nice that people are speaking more freely about mental health.
Yeah. But except I was doing it for at least a couple years ago, planning and stuff.
Yeah.
Before it got out there. I've been a real innovative guy, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that I just believe in the fight game, we don't get a lot of credit as we should, and you got to be very strong mentally. So that's why I made this program, you know, and me and my team, we put it together because it's very needed, man. A lot of people suffering, going through a lot of problems, you know what I'm saying? So they don't know how to deal with it, you know, and fighting is one of the sports that help you.
What?
I said men's mental health is something we don't talk about enough.
No, because everybody, because you taught to hide it, you taught to be fake strong.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know?
It's a stigma. Yeah, it is.
Now,
so you have so you're on here announcing though that you do have a fight September 14th.
Yeah, September 14th. So we got an opponent now. We matter of fact, I got checks in one box right now, man. Me and my man was just talking about my man Corey Williams. You know, he be helping me with gigs and stuff right now. You know, getting fights and stuff. But big shout outs once again to Brothers of Boxing Network. They help promoting me right now. They you know, making the posters and they helping you know, give me some ticket sales and people seeing me and stuff like that to revive me, you know, since I've been out for so long, man. But yeah, we looking at this one guy, what's his darn name, man? We was trying to get this 12-0 dude, but he ain't want to fight, I guess.
And will you be fighting? And will you be fighting at 168, which is where you fought earlier in your career?
Yeah, just because I've been out for like 3 years, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been out, it'll be almost 3 years, you know what I'm saying? So I'm making my return back. So yeah, it's 68, but eventually we going to be at 160, 154.
Okay, that's the game plan. Okay.
Yeah. No, it ain't the game plan. It's really going to happen.
Okay.
we already close to that now. We already sinking down now, you know. So should I drop? But I was like 185, 184 at one point and just kept dropping, you know. So
those were the days. Those were the days. Those were the days, Marquis, when I was 184. I don't even remember him anymore.
For real.
I
you
wish.
Be tall.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, it helps.
I ain't the tallest in the world, so that ain't good for me.
How tall are you coming in at?
Man, I'm only like 5'7".
Oh, okay. Well, we won't pick on you too much.
Yeah, I'm only like 5'7", but I put in work, so it don't matter, man.
I know you do. I know. And so I gotta ask, man, because of the layoff, man, and your last fight being a couple years ago, Is ring rust? It's obviously got to be in the back of your mind. How concerned are you about it?
No, ring rust always gonna be there in the beginning, but if you got a real camp, it's certain. I don't want to give out too many, tricks, but
Right.
it's certain stuff you do to really help you with the timing and all that stuff. Like, I'm not really too concerned about it. The main thing is, though, I will say, and everybody know this, so it's not much of a secret, but sparring. You got to do a lot of sparring. You know what I'm saying? A lot just to get back. So if you're not putting on them times and them rounds in for sparring, you can kiss your ring rust. You can't even kiss it goodbye. It's going to be there. Like, but if you do that, it, of course it's gonna be gone. You can kiss the ring rust goodbye, man. But if you're not doing it, it's coming. You're gonna be in the ring rusty. You're not gonna be slipping punches as quick and sharp as you normally do. You're gonna be getting grazed more, all types of stuff.
Getting hit with shots you don't usually get hit with. Yeah.
So if Marvalis has got to put together the best 3-minute round of his life, what music is he gonna put in his ears for that?
Damn, man, you be trying to narrow things down too much, man. I can't do that, Benji, because look, it's too many. Just like it's too many great fighters, it's too many great songs. I listen to a lot of different music.
Is there a particular artist? If you needed to get motivated, that would be the go-to artist?
Damn, man.
It's all about getting the people to know Marvalis. You know what I mean? We have to know, as Nardwar would say.
Yeah, well, only thing they can know, Rexx, only thing they can know about Mark is very versatile. Just like I fight, I'm versatile and I'm very open-minded, you know what I'm saying? So I listen to everything. I used to produce music, I still play the piano and all that, legit.
Okay.
It was I don't know, man. I listen from anything, the country, the rock, the 80s rock, the rap, the everything. So I really can't.
I like the eclectic taste. Though. I respect it. I respect it, man.
I listen to blues and all that, Kid Mo and everything. Most people don't even know about Kid Mo. I listen to Kid Mo and everything. So it's I can't really narrow a lot of that stuff down. Is whatever.
You're right, man. We haven't had a lot of guests on here shouting out Kev Mo. You're right about that, man.
You know what I'm saying? So it's so you got it's whatever I'm feeling that day. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let me tackle it another way then, man. If you had made weight, let's say, and you fight the fight of your life or whatever, man, now the fight is over and it's in the rearview mirror. What's the first go-to meal?
Oh, all right.
Now we got him excited. Now he's thinking about food.
All right, so to be honest, I like a lot of hold on, let me hear this. Yeah, I like a lot of Mediterranean Thai food, like stir fries and stuff like that, because they easy to digest. But if you want to just be a pig, if I want to just be a pig, I'm eating pizza, I'm eating steaks, everything. You know what I'm saying? So
you're getting down.
It's gonna be somewhere in that realm.
Yeah, you're gonna do some serious eating. If you're gonna get down to eating, it's gonna be serious eating.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. Now I gotta ask, because we had one of your former opponents on here a couple months back, Sean McCalman.
Yeah.
And what was the experience like fighting him? Because he obviously just had a very big, high-profile fight. He came up on the short end of the stick, but he was fighting in that 168 division against a guy named, I think it was Pacheco, wasn't it? Diego Pacheco?
Diego Pacheco.
Yeah. And he came up on the short end of the stick, man. But what do you think of him overall, as a fighter? Because I think he was a guy that really left a lot of people, everybody who seemed to know Diego, he was this big, highly touted, up-and-coming guy. And then along comes Sean McCalman, who was undefeated going into that fight.
Yeah. Well, this all I'm gonna tell you, man. When it come to like I said, these guys, man, I know a lot of these dudes. I'm a real one, you know what I'm saying? I don't this guy, he's all right, man. He's an okay fighter, man. But as far as special, I don't really see it.
Okay, fair enough.
Anything special. But I guess I would have to see this Diego, what is it, Pacheco guy, whatever. But
I'm not so sold that he's anything special, to be honest.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? And only reason why I said it that way is because I was actually trying to be cool before that fight, because it was a lot going on once again in my life. I was trying to get fights. I was going through contract battles, different court battles, all types of stuff. So I was actually trying to go into that fight to make it close when I fought him, because keep winning, I couldn't get fights, man. Like then guys wanted to cash out, charge an arm and a leg just for local shit. I'm like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as I took that loss to him, a week later, I got a fight.
Yeah.
A week later, and stopped the guy in the second round.
Yeah.
So it was like, it was perfect, but I didn't get the momentum that I wanted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So after that loss, that was great. That's what we wanted. But then I couldn't get that momentum. I'm a businessman now, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really think like these typical guys no more. You know what I'm saying? I just think about, you know, the business side of it now. Just solely because I seen that's what I was lacking. It wasn't the fighting, it wasn't the skill, it wasn't the work ethic. I had all of that. It was solely not understanding the business.
Right.
You know? So now that's what I'm on more now.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you feel like in a way, like the business side of the sport kind of just like takes away from and or ruins the sport?
Hell yeah. That's what I just told you, man. Like I literally walked away for a while, man. I was like, man, I'm done, man. Like this is getting ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But big shout outs to the guys that still grinding, putting in his work, you know, me including. Now I'm back, you know what I'm saying? But I just believe that they should start making it so where it's like, where it's not so many belts. Because you remember Terrence Crawford said something like that too, not too long ago.
Yeah, I agree with him.
Where it's not all these damn belts, because now you can have guys looking like they're a champ, but they're not fighting people.
Right.
They're not giving guys fights.
I love that you're saying that. I love that you're saying
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because once again, I had to learn the business. I think business now. I don't think fighter anymore. I'm still a fighter. That's in me. I've been doing this since a kid. I'm never gonna duck. I'm not even gonna listen. I didn't fight in almost 2.5 years. I came off a 2.5 year layoff in his backyard and for him, and he was 10-0 undefeated.
Yeah.
What idiot would do that if you're scared of a loss?
Right.
I would have took a tune up first and then fought the guy. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't worried about Sean McCollum, man.
Now, do you feel like a lot of the fights are difficult to make because one of two things? I think a lot of times, and we've talked about it on the show before, you know, there is kind of the Floyd Mayweather effect where guys got so scared of losing their O because that seemed like that was what they were measured by, how great they were.
It's a myth, and that's what I just told my man, he another fighter, man. He pro, he undefeated, but it's a myth that you got to have a perfect record to be, you know, this world champion and all this crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? It just, once again, a lot of these guys don't know the business. A lot of these guys don't read and don't pay attention to what's going on, you know? So I understand it now, and it's just how you sell tickets. It's how you deal with the crowd. It's how you deal with the managers and the promoters. You know, it's how you, if you even have a lawyer, if you got people that's qualified to look over these documents, and it's how you pushing your marketing on social media. You know, it's how you doing that stuff, and that's what gets you the bigger fights. That's what gets you the bigger paydays. It's not the record and all this crap. So
I think that's a casual boxing fan's mindset, is they only want to watch guys who are undefeated or with very little losses, because they don't want to spend their money if the guy's like loses or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, and that's understandable from what you would be called like the consumer.
Yeah.
You know, the consumer standpoint. That's a you know, a good thing. I wouldn't want to bet on shit. I wouldn't want to bet on somebody that's 20-20. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to, you know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to break down the myths, man. A lot of stigma, even with the mental health shit we doing, man. I'm breaking down a lot of these, you know, toxic stigmas and these lies, man. You know, that's ruining people, because a lot of it really is ruining the boxers, is ruining human beings, period. You know, like, it's okay to talk about mental health. It's okay to have a loss in your record if you fighting real guys. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of dudes that's dogs that everybody respected the game, and they got losing records. But
right. I mean, are we supposed to sit here and think Manny Pacquiao, because he got knocked out by Juan Manuel Marquez or and got beat by a couple guys, is still not an all-time great? I mean,
and it's because these guys, they know the business side of it, and they warriors. They fought whoever. You know what I'm saying? But you got these guys, man, doing all this ducking, bro. Like,
I think crazy. In my mind, what like more of what I mean by like the casual fans mind state is like we just watched Teofimo Lopez fight a guy we had on the show, Steve Claggett, who was 38 and 7 fight.
Yeah.
And people are on the internet calling him a bum, a nobody.
Who is this guy? Yeah.
But you gotta think too.
And then meanwhile, shout out to Steve Claggett, who is going to come back on the show and talk about the performance. Meanwhile, man, he pushed Teofimo Lopez, arguably right now one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the sport, gave him everything he could handle and was right in his chest for 12 fucking rounds. It didn't go nowhere, man. So everybody that called him a bum, yes, he lost the fight. Yes, he lost the unanimous decision, man, but he didn't take a step backwards in that fight at all. And he made Teofimo throw more than he ever throws and is used to throwing, and really made Teofimo work. And I think Teofimo is going to look back on that fight and say, this is where I learned something, you know? I was tested.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But that's because y'all are what you call real fight fans, and y'all really, fuck with the sport. You got a lot of guys, man, they just do this all day. They just talkers, you know what I'm saying? The spectators, they don't do what you guys doing. They don't promote fighters. They don't do nothing. They just spectate. They just do that, but you guys getting indulged and learning the sport, talking to the fighters, y'all promoting the fight. So y'all have some type of stake on hand in the game. But a lot of these guys, man, they don't do that. They just talk. They talkers, man, and watchers. They talk a good game.
Well, we always think it's a big feather in our cap, and like we're a father and son duo, you know what I mean? So we do this all the time, man. But I think it's more of a feather in our cap. Like, granted, we've done 120 some odd episodes, and we've had a lot of boxing legends on, man. But where we really get thrilled is to have these guys that are on the come up and give them a platform, because when you're talking to a guy who's 9-0, 10-0, you have no idea if you are talking to the next Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean? You just never know. These guys are the next generation. So like when we sit down and we talk with the Malik Montgomerys or the Shushu Carringtons or these guys that are on the come up, man, it's exciting for us, man, because for Floyd Mayweather started talking to FightHype.com very early in his career. They were very good to him, and now they're one of the only places that can get an interview with him because he still holds that respect for them.
I mean, and like you said, I'm glad y'all said that too. That's another lesson learned for everybody. You never know who you're gonna have to work with again. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like that, man. I treat people with respect, man, and I try to be cool and mellow, a mellow fellow. You know what I'm saying? But we can get ugly too, because people like the dumb stuff too. They don't like it when you're too nice. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Like I said, man, I take it one day at a time. I just do what I'm supposed to do. I put in that work. I train. I now finally got a marketing team. Like I said, I learned the business, and we pumping. You know what I'm saying? And we coming. And a lot of people tried to count me out, thought it was over, but it ain't.
Now, when you talk about mental health, though, I'm interested when you talk about mental health. I'm interested in even kind of cracking open your own mental health, because as I said at the top of the interview, you were very highly touted. There was a lot of buzz going on about you early on. And then you take these 2 years off or whatever, man. How has that affected you mentally? Like when you think your ship is really starting to take off, and then suddenly the wheels kind of get stuck in the mud, and everything's not working out for you. Did that affect you? Is that why this cause is important to you?
That's funny you said that, how you pieced that together, because
I try, Marvalis. I try to be marvelous sometimes.
You you got a good ear, man, and pick up on things. But no, man, it was a lot. It was a lot of, like I said, like that uniform I got, custom made, man. Shout outs to F4 Studios. Man, it was a lot of growing pains. A lot of growing, just a lot of learn lessons. It was a lot, you know what I'm saying? And now I'm starting to finally see some success outside the ring, out of a lot of things I was doing. Like that I was building on the business side. I finally got the network. I finally got the people I was sorting after. I mean, I'm still growing, I'm still learning a lot and still getting more connects and, you know, building brands and get more money and things like that. But I'm glad I seen that growth. You know, I'm starting to see them little steps. And like I be telling people in the program, you guys set a lot of short-term goals. Don't set a lot of long-term goals.
Yeah.
Because it's like when you're going through college, right? If somebody say, hey, just wait 4 years and you're gonna get $100,000, people gonna want that. They're not gonna wait the 4 years. They be like, man, damn, can I get it now? Can I get it in a month?
Right,
you know,
right.
A week, a couple weeks, a couple months, man, a year, you know. But when you set them short-term goals and you give people a little bit within that time frame, they won't be so hungry. They won't, you know, they won't quit. You know, but if you don't set those short-term goals, you're gonna quit, man.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Mine is a major mental hurdle.
Yeah. And even it's like even in camp, now that I'm training, like I set short-term milestones and goals. Like I don't go in there like, oh man, I'm good, I'm in shape now, I'm straight, I can do whatever, I can take the fight. No, slow down. That's why each week is supposed to strengthen you each week in the camp.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So 1 week it might be, man, just get used to running again. You gotta get used to running and getting that wind back. You know, getting them legs back. You know, Simon Brown, my trainer now, man, shit, he got me running crazy. I ain't ran this much in my life since I was.
Shout out Simon Brown, one of the all-time greats, man. You're working with a good one, man.
Yeah, and I'm being real, like he really revived something in me because I was like, man, like it's about to be rough, but now I'm feeling better. The sparring is getting better, the wind is getting better, the looseness, everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's different milestones you gotta have in the camp. My whole first couple weeks was just learning to run again.
Yeah, I love what you said about the short-term goals, though, because I do that even with a lot of my hobbies, man. You know what I mean? Like, I've started and stopped, like, so many writing projects. I love to write. I've always got this notion about being a published author or whatever. It's just always been a dream of mine. But I always think of the finished book, and now I'm trying to be better about not self-editing as I go along and just keep on writing. You know what I mean? Like, and just, like, setting goals. Okay, let me get past this sentence, this page, this chapter, you know? And not think about the finish line, you know?
Yeah, that's it. Because you think about, like, the finish line, man, a lot of times it's gonna be discouraging and you're gonna quit. So that's what I'm pushing a lot, you know, in this PPSV charities program for mental health. We push it, man, like set these short-term goals, you know, and I learned a lot of this stuff from clinical, you know, actual psychologists and stuff. And I'm mental health first aid certified myself. And I work with different organizations like Willpower and Hands to the Future and stuff like that. And they help me out a lot with, you know, just helping people with getting resources and stuff like that for their mental health. So it was things I had wrong with my mental health too, man. I was going through it, you know what I'm saying? But they helped me and now I'm helping others with it, with the same thing. So
I know as soon as I popped up on the FaceTime the other day, man, you saw the scrub top. You were like, oh, you work in healthcare.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, but people don't they don't think it's that serious till they hit them. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt about that. Yeah.
I think it's a game.
Yeah, I work with the developmentally disabled myself too. So
that's sweet.
Yeah. It's a challenge. Sweet. It's a challenge. But now, so what do you know about this opponent that you're fighting September 14th? Are you able to do any scouting, or how much do you know about this guy, or is it still one of those like to be announced?
Like I said, we're gonna see. It looked like we pretty much in the book to fight him. His name, what is it? Cleotis. His damn name, man. His last name. I know his name Cleotis. He got a lot of stuff. He was like a former two-time.
Is he a New Yorker?
No, I don't think so. I think he's from the West. I think he's from like Cali or something like that.
Oh, because I was gonna say Cletus Selden, but it's not. Because I had him on the show, man, and he's still kicking around the sport, man, even though he's up like in his high 30s or whatever. Okay, so what are we gonna do to Cleotis then, man? Cleotis is gonna get a lot of that fucking 2-year layoff, man, put on him. I bet you.
Yeah, no, man, it's a lot.
A lot's got to come out, Marvalis.
Y'all gonna see it. You know, Mark is back. That's all I can say, man. I'm just, like I said, I'm just happy to finally get that old school training back again. You know,
was it hard? Like, was it hard to get back into? I mean, are you a guy who typically, like you said, you were up to 185 or whatever, which is certainly at 5'7" is not obese. It's not like Tyson Fury when he ballooned up to 400 pounds or whatever. But when you start getting back, really into the rigors of training, man, is it hard for you? Are you a guy that can drop weight very easily?
I would say a lot of mine be muscle weight. So
Yeah.
I literally, like right now I look slimmer. I cut, I've been slimming down, but I'm very big on fitness. I just love fitness, period. I still do like flexibility drills. I still do weights. I still do sprints and running, different cardio. Like I just love fitness. So even if I wasn't in boxing, I probably would have been like a fitness guru or something. I do CrossFit training, all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that didn't do nothing but help me.
I needed this interview tonight, man. I needed this. I've been going out and half-stepping a little bit on my workouts, too, every other night, sometimes only a couple nights a week. I'm hitting the bag a little bit. I'm doing the reflex ball, but I'm not doing it,
No,
and I'm 50, and I'm over 50. I need to take care of myself a little,
And that's what I be telling. That's what I was telling somebody, man, that it's a difference, because once again in the program we tell people it's a difference between working out and training. We train, we don't work out.
Right.
So when you train, it's in preparation for something. It's like even in the military, you never hear them say, "Let's do a workout, let's work." No, they do physical training. Let's do PT. It's training because it's keeping you physically fit. For whatever may come. It's always keeping you in preparation. That's the difference between training and working out. So I can take a dumbbell right now and just talk to y'all and do this all day, and my arms start burning and I'll be sweating like, oh man, that was a workout. But it was no real purpose or structure behind it.
Right. Well said.
So we train, man. We don't work out.
So are you saying just get rid of the whole word workout and just call it training regardless?
Yeah, call it training, man.
All of life is training. Yeah,
you getting ready for something,
Yeah.
For whatever may come.
We're getting ready for it.
Yeah, for whatever may come.
Yeah. And now, so how active the rest of 2024? You got the fight in September. Do you feel like you'll get another one in before the end of 2024?
Yeah, like I said, we planning it's a lot going on. So November it looked like I might be fighting again. Then it looked like they trying to give me something in August, like a little tune up in August too. So it's a lot of dates, soon. What you'll be able to do is just go on the wearebobn.net.
Okay.
That's the Brothers of Boxing Network.
Okay.
You'll be able to see different fighters that BOBN work with. The Brothers of Boxing Network, they be working with, so they be helping us like sell tickets. They be helping, see what we do on our social media and stuff like that. You'll be able to go there and just see our dates and stuff on there.
3 fights from July to December is tremendous work.
That's what we working on now, man.
That's grinding.
So a lot coming. Yeah, hell yeah, because I've been out too long now, man.
Yeah. Now, obviously, this probably goes without saying, but I want to make sure, and I want to hear it from you, obviously. But is the game plan eventually, to get back to the world title stage and be fighting for a world title?
That's always been the game plan. I just fight for a different reason now. You know what I'm saying? But just the fighter in me, just for the culture, I gotta go for that title. I gotta go for a title, even if I get one. You feel me? Like that's just in me. I'm going hard for one of them. I gotta get them.
Well, it's probably better you don't stay at 168 because, as you mentioned, David Benavidez, man, he can't seem to get the big fight with Canelo, man. He'll make you wait forever and be as mandatory. So.
And like I said, once again, big respect and shout outs to guys like Terrence Crawford that's exposing the game and that's keeping it real, and he can fight. Like he already said it's too many damn belts. You got too many guys that can duck and do what they want.
I know. Too much leverage.
It's too much. So it's like, in respects to Canelo, though, you gotta give Canelo his respect where his due. He put in the work, but at the same time, I believe, okay, after a certain amount of time or a certain amount of years or however many title defenses, if you're not willing to fight the top opposition, you got it. They should make it mandatory retirement. You got to retire. you got to retire, because now it's like you just holding it. Like, no.
Right. And then he's doing outrageous stuff like pricing himself out, like saying, I'll fight Benavidez for $400 million or something outrageous that he knows he's not going to get, like just to price himself out to guarantee that he doesn't get it. And then he gives us a fight with William Skull. Certainly no disrespect to William Skull at 168. I'm sure he's a great guy. He's got a great record or whatever, man. But David Benavidez has been that guy and sitting in that contender seat for almost 3 years now. I mean,
yeah. And it's not right, man. Like I said, I'm that's why I said, man, I had a nasty taste in my mouth for a minute, with the sport, and I contemplated on even coming back, but that's over with now. That contemplation, that's far with. But it's like I was saying, man, you gotta give. I believe if you put in the work, you should get a chance. So if people can't, if it's that much business intertwined with really fighting, it's like, okay, is it really fighting, or is it just like entertainment, like SmackDown wrestling or something? Because like, it's like, come on, man. If you've been holding a title all this time, let these newer guys, if you're not gonna fight them and fight them head up and do it the old school way, it's time to retire. You got enough money and respect in the game. It's time to retire, man.
Right. These guys deserve a chance to make their own legacy too. Yep. So you got to give them the room. You got to give them the room to do it. And Benavidez, I think, at one point was so disenfranchised with the whole thing that his last fight he moved up to light heavyweight. But it looks like now he didn't like the way he felt there. He's coming back down to 168 to continue to pursue that Canelo fight.
Yeah, but like I said, man, it's getting crazy, man. So
there's a lot of politics.
Yeah, and at this point where I'm at in my career, man, like I said, I'm not worried about oh man, this guy's undefeated. Oh man, let's just wait and fight this. No, man, let's work. I'm not, but you can't be an idiot neither. You can't be stupid neither. You know what I'm saying? You can't be just a crash dummy neither. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you got to take those risks, man. Like I was willing to come back. I'm not going bad. I'm not going to say nothing right now, unless they keep ducking me. But it was a guy that I wanted to fight coming back off this damn near two. What is it? Last time I fought was what?
2022. Yeah.
So come on, man. Like I was willing to come back and fight this undefeated dude coming back. And again,
I saw you out, Marvalis. I remembered you back from 2022, man. When I came across you on Facebook, man, I was excited to have you on.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So all that, because it was a rumor going around. I'm not here to bash nobody, man, but I gotta keep it real. You know what I'm saying? I gotta keep it real. Like it was, a while back. Oh, he don't want to fight nobody. I'm like, come on, man. Mark fighting undefeated. I'm trying to fight, but nobody ain't trying to fight. I got damn near fight King Kong to just get a fight.
Yeah.
So it's damn near clear unfair advantage. You know what I'm saying? And I'm willing to take those chances because I believe in my skill. I believe in myself. I haven't been stalking the pros. So, it's not like I'm worried about if I'm scary or I can't fight. Shit, I can scrap. You know what I'm saying? But it's like people gotta take these chances, man. If you're not willing to do it, you need to probably go play something and do another sport. You can't play golf.
Is it bad that I begin to just guess undefeated 168 pounders until we find out who it is?
And what you mean? So, cause I tried to get this other guy, man. You know what I'm saying? We was trying to get him. I'm
gonna comb through the rankings and find all the guys that are 12-0 or less, and I'll find out who it is.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to get him, man, but
this mystery man that was ducking Marvalis when he's trying to come back.
But then they'll go fight somebody else and say, "Oh, we ain't tripping. We'll fight him. We ain't worried about him." But then go fight somebody else.
Now, what about the role of the internet? Right, as Benji is alluding to over there, there is a lot of talking, and I'm glad he made that motion because I'd like to bring up, since you stepped away from the game and have come back, and it was going on in 2022, granted, but do you think there's too much of the internet influence where guys almost seem content to just go ahead and beef on Twitter and not really make these big fights happen?
Yeah,
I mean, I know there's always been trash talking in boxing. Granted,
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali practically invented it, but they were doing it in each other's faces. But this whole thing about like I'm going to go back and forth with a guy on Instagram or Twitter or like whatever everybody's using out there and just argue about these big fights that we all want to see, and then they don't happen. Like we've been seeing Tank and Shakur Stevenson just beefing on the internet for months.
I mean, I believe. I mean, once again, like I said, man, y'all got to realize the 80s and the 90s era over. That shit is over. Like I had to tell my father, whatever y'all old guys was used to, the real stuff, that's over with. You know, it's all digital and
let's build a time machine. Hey, let's build a time machine and go back.
Yeah, so it's like
I'm staying there.
Back to the Future movie.
Yeah,
you know
Back to the Future.
Like it's over. You know what I'm saying? The guys I grew up with, because I grew up around a lot of the older dudes anyway. So a lot of that's over with, man. You know what I'm saying? So we talking more. You even heard, matter of fact, Tank said it in one of these interviews, I think podcast he had with somebody, and they was asking him who he watched, and he said he only watched the guys from like the 80s and 90s, like the older guys.
Yeah, he does his homework. He's a student. He's a student of the game. I do like that and respect that. Yeah,
and I'm the same way. A lot of us on the East Coast, we watch more of the old school. Like that's when boxing was raw, man. When it was real.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Like you had like, come on, man. Like who I'm naming out, the Marvalis, Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard. You had Roberto Durant. Like you had animals, man. Like you know what I'm saying? Julian Jackson. You had real fighters. You know that just was scrapping. But now it's like guys clout chasing. It's too much business involved. You know, you can't fight. It's more, oh man, let's sell tickets. Oh man, who smiled more? Oh man, he looked this way. He wore this outfit.
Yeah.
He got this many likes or just off his outfit. You know, the colors. Let's put him on. Let's put him up to fight instead of this guy because he's gonna sell more tickets. Like, come on, man. Like
it's like the focus. It's like the focus is in the wrong place.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, that's where it's at.
Sugar Ray would have came off a 2-year drug binge and then took the biggest fight of his life.
Yeah. Oh yeah, believe me, man. We both read Sugar Ray Leonard's book. For people that haven't read it, man, I would certainly shout out his book. And the thing I like, man, that goes back to those old school guys, man. They were raw and honest, man. Like Sugar Ray was talking about all the womanizing and cocaine he was doing, and he was still whipping people's ass. Yeah, and that's how I am, man. I'm real with it, man. Because you got a lot of guys, man. They big, you know, with a crowd, or they big with like whatever. I don't know, man, but I'm a real one, man. I'm real with myself, and I could just be myself with anybody. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like my mind, I just grew into something different now. You know what I'm saying? So these guys fighting for clownery and, you know, fake clout. I'm fighting for the legacy and building and fighting on another level for this program that we doing, giving light to the program and helping people break down those stigmas of certain things with mental health, with certain things in and out the game of boxing. That's why I'm fighting now, man. You know, if I can do it, a lot of people can do it. I ain't gonna say anybody because everybody not cut out for this. And you kind of gotta want to do it too. Yeah, everybody not cut out for this boxing shit, man. That's true. Even the MMA shit, like all this combative sports league is rough. Yeah. You know
Shout out all the other interviews we've had, but this might be one of my favorite ones we've ever done.
Yeah, me too.
Oh man. Hey man, y'all trying to boost me up now, man.
No. Listen, man, like we don't just throw that out for any reason. Like we've got a very precise list, man. Some guys just come on here, man, and they're just good at it, man. You know, they've got a sense of humor. They answer our funny questions. We have some laughs with them, man. Like this is a perfect kind of interview for us, man. And I'm glad you're talking about the growth period too, man, because it reminds me, because you put Muhammad Ali on your Mount Rushmore. Muhammad Ali said one of the greatest quotes that has really stuck with me, man. He said, man, that if a man at 50 years old is the same as he was at 20 years old, then he's wasted 30 years of his life. And I love that, because if you didn't learn something over those years, man, what the fuck did you go through life for then? You know?
Yeah, real talk. You know,
I mean, if you didn't glean some wisdom, you know what I mean? Like that's really what it's all about. It's all just one big giant lesson.
So all right, so look, since y'all give me this platform, man, I'm gonna give them the game now.
Please do.
So where I'm at, right? So you got in the game in the sports, just for the younger up and coming guys. I'm working with a lot of younger guys too. You know, working with them with sparring and training and stuff like that, because I train people too. So when you a kid, you know, you doing your thing. You got to blaze through stuff in the amateurs. You got to get as much amateur experience as possible. Get used to the crowd. Get used to talking to people. Get used to fighting in bigger crowds and small crowds, little club shows, then international shows. You know, like I did, traveling. You got to get used to that, seeing different fighting styles, and different things like that. Then from that stage, you gotta start within that time. No, you gotta be finding yourself and your style. You know what I'm saying? Your fighting style and yourself as a person, as a man, or female if you do it. You gotta find yourself. You gotta know your weaknesses too. And the main thing I will say is you have to have a real trainer, like somebody that really care about you in and out the sport. You know, because a lot of guys care about you in the ring because you know you could potentially make them money or you could potentially make them look good. But you need a real team. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you're saying that too, man, because we saw that disloyalty from like a guy like Deontay Wilder, like when Mark Breland threw in the towel in that Fury fight. Mark Breland was the only guy in that fucking corner that really gave a shit about Wilder.
Yeah, you know? Man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He was looking out for his boy.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. People don't think of, you know what I'm saying? Like they I mean, you got to understand we fighters, so we just train to fight.
Right. You always want to go out on your shield. You do.
Yeah. So a lot of times, you got guys where that's why I say you gotta have a trainer that care about you and that know you, because sometimes all you used to is just fighting. So you could be like out of it, but all you train to do is keep going, keep pushing, keep fighting. You know what I'm saying? And if you gotta have a trainer that be like, nah, man, they not looking right. Something is off.
Yeah.
Nah, man, why you missing these damn shots? You just swinging that air for no reason.
Right.
You know, man, throwing the towel. You gotta have somebody that know what they doing too, because sometimes this shit is dangerous, man. Like you can end up dead or hurt.
Oh yeah, and we've seen it happen plenty of times.
Yeah. So it's like
Errol Spence, he wouldn't let him fight that night against Bud.
See?
Yeah, I'm not so sure. Yeah, I mean, we talked about that, and a lot of other guys have brought that up too. I'm not even so sure how well Errol looked coming into that Crawford fight, and he had been through a lot. He'd been through the detached retina. He'd been through that awful car accident. I mean,
and his lifestyle, and that's what I was telling you. That's what I learned too. I learned that from I call him the great B Hawk. You know, Bernard Hawkins, man. Because you know I used to watch him a lot too coming up as a kid, but lifestyle, like he was telling Joe Rogan on his podcast that time, and he was like, man, you was able to compete in your 50s with these younger guys. He was like, because of lifestyle, you know, so he ate right, slept right, he stayed disciplined.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And that's what I had to learn over the years. You got to stay disciplined, man. You can't turn this shit on and off when you want. You can't just say, okay, I'm gonna eat right now because I got a fight coming up, and then I'm gonna start sleeping right now, and then I'm gonna go back to partying and just clean up whenever and eat whatever. No, you gotta keep this going. It's a lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? And then before you switch the subject, after you get that real trainer, then you ready to conquer the world. You ready to fight. After you do all the amateur stuff, win, get all your name, your buzz and going, then you need marketing, you need a team, you need a real trainer, and you need a marketer, somebody that can help you with posters and digital media and stuff like that to pump yourself. But you know, a lot of these guys don't know that stuff, man. They think the traditional way. I'm gonna win, I'm gonna get signed, I'm gonna whoop ass, I'm gonna get signed, and I'm just gonna be good.
Conquer the world. Yeah. I gotta say though, man, it got me very excited seeing you hitting the bag bare-fisted with Simon Brown holding the bag, and it was so great to see in the comment section. One guy even, and I know you guys are different weight classes, one guy, I don't know if you noticed this, even commented on there and said, God damn, man, he looks good, man. Bring on Tank.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm not saying that. I don't know, man. I think Marvalis is a little too big for Tank, but I don't know. Maybe this guy's a casual. He don't know the weight classes, but
no, maybe you don't, man. But no, man. Like I said, I'm big shout outs to Tank and Calvin Ford, man. I fuck with Calvin and them heavy too, man. Ever since I was a kid in the amateurs, man, doing my thing. You know, all like I said, the East Coast just got a rich history and a rich legacy of talent. no
Yeah,
matter
there you
what
go. There you go. Brag for us. That's right. We're New
yeah,
Yorkers
you know what I'm
too, man.
saying? We just everybody doing their thing, you know. Tia Farmo, like I said, the Russell family, they always gonna be in my heart. They always
yeah.
helped
Yeah.
me a lot. You know, when it came, like it was a lot of shit I learned from Big G, you know, Big Gary Russell.
Rest in peace.
That's he passed. But that's when I really started getting them knockouts and them stoppages.
Love Big G, man. Love Big G. He got that family right, man. That's a fighting family right there, man.
Hell yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then of course, coming up as a kid, you know, when I was a kid, that's where I started out with I was actually, most people didn't know, but where I learned a lot of stuff was actually AD, man, Adrian Davis out of round 1. You know what I'm saying? A lot. You know what I'm saying? Then I started training with Headbangers. I was with them for years, damn near like, what was it? Like 6 years or something like that, 7 years. You know what I'm saying? So I learned a lot from these guys, man. These are all great trainers right here in the DMV. You know what I'm saying? That just got that swag, got the style, the dog. You gonna learn everything.
Well, I'm glad we brought up the Russell family, because now when I do post this episode, I can tag them in it, and hopefully we can get some Russells coming on the show, man.
No, man, they solid.
I'll take Gary Jr. We'll take Gary Antoine, who just had a fight. Congratulations to him. He just had a fight. Nobody wants to fuck with Gary Jr., dude. He just got the ability to make you look too bad with them fast hands.
See, and you keeping it real, and a lot of people, you know, guys don't. Like I said, I do this shit for the culture of it now, man. I'm not, you know, of course I gotta go for that title. That's like an understatement. I don't have to. If you ain't doing this to make real paydays and get real titles, then you probably not even in the race. You probably shouldn't be doing it.
Well said.
Yeah. But I just give credit where it's due, man. You got some guys that's hitters, man. Guys that I don't work with, that I don't spar with and learn from, and you know, took some bumps and bruises from and shit, man, and gave some back. And these guys, you know, like the hell, man, Terrence Crawford, you know, man, you know, I know they don't be liking to be mentioned in the same in the same interviews in the same category, but he another one, man. You know what I'm saying? Like another hitter, man. Just really humble dude and just put in that work. Gary Russell, of course. I work with what's this guy, man? He was the former IBF champion. I worked with him years ago. We had good work too. David Lemieux, he out Canada though.
Love him.
I love Canada, man. Shout outs to the Canadians, man.
Yeah.
They used to love me out there. They used to love me out there years ago, man. You know, when I was winning everything in the amateurs and on Team USA and stuff, I would go out there and train with a lot of them.
And it just so happens, being as that you brought up Crawford, you know, this is my chance now. I got to meet him at the Boxing Hall of Fame. So there's two of the greatest right there. Him in the boxing world, and of course me in the podcasting world.
You build it.
Yeah. I take that chance to pull that picture out whenever I can. So kudos to you for bringing his name up. So it gives me a chance to, you know, pull out the picture. But so before we start wrapping things up, I want you to give a shout out to that charity, because that's worthwhile. If people want to find out about that, is there a website? How do they go about finding out about this?
Yeah, to be honest, I kind of it's still up, of course, it's still running, it's still working. I shut the website down just because I've been focusing on training. And I don't want no more inquiries right now.
Yeah,
I get it. Can I pass them off on my team? It's a lot I'm doing right now in preparation for this fight. But yeah, it's ppsvcharities.org. It'll be back up soon. You can still go on all our social media and stuff like that and see me working and training with people. We got dietitians, we got psychologists, we got people that we can link you in with. We got an app too, a custom app that I built, where it helps people get therapy, get boxing lessons, fitness, and nutrition plans and all that through the app.
That's awesome.
It helps you with the full thing that fighters got to go through. And like I tell a lot of these psychiatrists or psychologists, because you know, psychiatrists, they deal with the medicine side.
Yeah.
We believe in more of a holistic approach when it comes to mental health. You know,
I like that.
I even talked to different chairmen of different organizations that deal with psychedelics and all that stuff. So I got deep into the mental health stuff real heavy years ago. And we don't believe in medication so much all the time, although it is needed at times, because some people
But you don't got to go to it immediately, though. You know, I mean, try
Yeah.
some other things before you start shoving pills down your throat.
Yeah, so we thinking that we doing this whole holistic approach. So we doing things that we would do as fighters and incorporating that into people day-to-day lives, man. Stay on the training schedule, stay on the regimen, eat right, sleep right, have the proper confidence. You gotta have confidence. If you can't defend yourself, you're not gonna have confidence. So this is why boxing is a big part of our program. You know what I'm saying?
It should be.
General fitness, you know, we do pretty much everything, man. So the PPSV charity thing is something I hold dear and that I really like doing and helping people with their mental health.
That's why I want to put some spotlight on it, definitely. Benji's?
Yep. I mean, I let this man go enjoy his night, man.
I appreciate you coming on and doing it. And now tell us where and how we can tune into the fight September 14th.
Like I said, if you can purchase your tickets and you can watch it live on wearbobn.net. So that's www.wearbobn.net. That's brothers, or you can just type in Brothers of Boxing Network, and you'll actually see it pop up. You'll probably see like some other brothers and stuff, and then you'll go see.
Now, is it an app that you have to pay for? Is this free? You could just go on the website and watch.
Well, you got to purchase tickets, but we might make it so where I'm gonna try to talk to my man and see if they can make it where people can watch it for the first time free or something like that. But that's where you go to watch various fighters that's up under their roster do their thing and stuff like that. And you can actually support, you can send donations and stuff like that also, because once again, all this stuff takes time and money like anything. So like I said, learning the business side of it, you need other funding all the time, and you can't go through a promoter all the time, you know, but you always gonna need that funding all the time. You're gonna need funding no matter what I'm pretty sure even what y'all doing with a podcast, you're gonna need some funding at some point. The more you trying to expand,
it would be nice. It would be nice. Yeah, I mean, so far, man, we've been doing it homegrown, man. You know what I mean? Just like we've been doing it.
Yeah, hell yeah, especially that marketing. That's the biggest thing.
It's tough. It's tough nowadays because anybody with a laptop and a webcam fancies themselves a podcaster. So it's deep out there. It's deep waters. You know, everyone's podcasting.
Yeah, everybody doing it, but you know, y'all got
ain't nobody's. Hey, listen, Marvalis, ain't nobody's doing a father-son boxing podcast though.
They're not.
Believe that. No, they're not.
I'm gonna look it up. Just how y'all gonna look up names, I'm gonna look up some names now.
Okay, I hope you do, man. Hey, listen, go ahead, Benji's.
I know. I was gonna say, we ain't done an hour-long bit in a while now.
Hey, man, come on, man. Hey, look,
I'm serious, man. I sent you a link to the channel. Go and watch, man. Usually we cap it out around 30 minutes, man. Like we've been digging talking to you, though, man. Sometimes we will go wrong, man, for certain guests, man, and you're one of them, man.
Yeah, hell yeah, y'all making me feel good, man. Y'all welcoming Marvelous Mark back.
Listen, man, we really appreciate you, man. And do me a favor, man. Please stay in touch. You know, keep us tapped into what's going on, and promise me, man, that we can do this again. We'd love to have you back on for sure, man.
Definitely, man. I'm with it. You know, and shout outs once again. Shout outs to y'all guys, man, for putting the fighters on. This is what we need: more marketing, more chance to express ourselves, and also shed light to what's going on behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know. Because to fans, like you said, to the consumers and the fans of the sport, they'll be like, "Oh, they ducking. Oh, what happened? Oh, they quit." No, a lot of guys going through a lot of things and can't get funding. They can't get these fights going, or they're going through contract battles like I was, and all types of stuff. So it's not that. Sometimes it's not that. Well, most of the time, to be honest, that we ducking or we just don't want to fight. It's too much, man, with this business shit, man. It's like killing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to let that be known. And once again, man, shout outs to y'all, man.
Go ahead. I couldn't hear you, Benji's. Your audio went out.
I said, in the words of the great Reggie Sweet Johnson, the politricks.
Politricks.
Y'all keep shining on, keep doing y'all thing, man. And once again, thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. It was our pleasure, man. And we wish you best of luck. We'll be watching on the 14th. And anytime you got something coming up to promote, man, we'd love to have you back on, my man, for sure.
Hell yeah. Mark Green, show up and show out, man.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. It's great talking to you, man.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Yep. Later, man. Yeah, that was a good one, man.
That was
got into some.
That was one of the better ones we've had in a while. I'm not gonna lie.
We got into some deep waters. Glad to have him back. Marvalis, MARQUIS MOORE. Make sure you didn't forget him, man. He hasn't fought since 2022, but if you go back and do your homework, man, highly touted, man. A guy that was on the come up in the fast track fast. And as you heard, he took a little step away, man, from the sport, man. He's back, has a fight September 14th, man. He already shouted out the website. He shouted out how to check out his worthwhile charity, man. Thank God we got guys. Salute to that, man, coming on, talking about men's mental health, man, and not shying away from it. That was a dude who took us into deep waters and talked about some real shit, gave some real advice to young fighters, man. Surround yourself with some good people and a good fucking team, man. Do it the right way if you can.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I had to step out of the car because I was sweating my balls off. But
that's all right, man. That's all right, man. I mean, yeah, I really enjoyed that one too, man. And I wasn't just blowing smoke up his ass, man. I mean, trying to say that was, that was one that deserves a lot of love. That episode.
Oh, definitely. Just because, like you said, he took us into deep waters. He wasn't just about boxing. That was
No, man, we were all over the board, man. He didn't want to tip us off too much on the music aspect, man, but he went right in, man, when we asked him about if he wanted to pig out on pizza and shit after the fight, man. But he's all around the board with the music. I respect it. I got eclectic taste too, man. I like that he wasn't going to be pigeonholed into just one artist or one song, or he draws inspiration from all over the place, man. Drinking from many different wells. I like that, man.
Good, as he should.
Yeah.
And with that being said, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. Find us on Facebook. Big shout out to Marvalis for coming on and giving us a beautiful interview.
Marvalis MARQUIS MOORE. Yeah, 11-1, 7 knockouts. As the great Roy Jones used to say, y'all must have forgot, but he's coming back to remind everybody.
And with that being said, shout out Gary Busey, because I can go 15 seconds with anything.
Yeah, and remember, man, stay tapped in for all the best boxing content and interviews anywhere on the planet. This is where your favorite people in the fight game come to chop it up and keep it real, man. So make sure to stay tapped in. And remember, if you want to be a champion, you got to roll with the champs.